In the heart of a quiet town, hidden between two abandoned buildings, there was a place that no one remembered. Not on purpose, but because it seemed to disappear from memory the moment someone turned away. It wasn't on any map, not even the old ones. The door was rusted metal. The sign above it had long since faded. But they said, if you found it and stepped inside, it would show you who you really are. No one ever talked about what happened inside. No one ever came out the same. 17-year-old Liam Carter wasn't the kind of person who believed in urban legends. He was the practical one, the logical one, the one who fixed broken things, not chased ghost stories. But Liam was broken himself. His father, a once renowned architect, had vanished 3 years ago. No goodbye, no note, no trace, just gone. Liam never spoke about it, not to his mom, not to his best friend Zoe, not even to himself. He buried it under routines, responsibilities, and silence. But on the day everything changed, he was walking home from school when he saw it. The door. He didn't know why he stopped or why his feet moved closer, but something pulled him in. Something old, something familiar. The rusted metal creaked as he pushed the door open. Dust, silence, and darkness. Then a flicker. Candles, hundreds of them, lining the walls. And in the center of the room stood a mirror. Not a mirror like you'd see in your hallway or bathroom. No, this one was tall, impossibly tall, framed in black iron, carved with names, some faded, some fresh. As Liam stepped forward, the air grew heavy. The candles dimmed, and then his reflection moved. But Liam hadn't. His heart jumped. He stepped back. So did the reflection, but a beat too late. He turned to leave, but the door was gone. In its place, brick wall, cold, solid, silent. He was trapped. That's when the mirror shimmered and Liam heard it. His father's voice. Liam. Software. Echoed, like it came from deep beneath the glass. He spun around. No one, just his reflection, staring back and slowly smiling. But Liam wasn't. He backed away, his breath shaky, his chest tight. The voice came again. Liam, it's me. And this time, it wasn't just sound. It was memory. That same voice that used to read him bedtime stories. The one that hummed while sketching blueprints on the kitchen table. But it wasn't possible. His dad was gone. This isn't real, Liam muttered. This is some kind of dream. But the reflection in the mirror blinked and stepped out. Outside office the mirror. Liam stumbled back, falling onto the cold stone floor. But what stood before him wasn't a monster. It was him. Not a ghost, not a clone, but a version of himself. Older, tired, angry. You left me, the older Liam said. You forgot what mattered. I didn't. You stopped caring. You locked it all away. The pain, the fear, the truth. I was trying to survive, Liam whispered. No, the reflection snapped. You were hiding. The candles flickered wildly. Where's my dad? Liam asked, his voice cracking. Why did you show me him? The reflection softened and gestured back toward the mirror. Inside it now was a scene, a memory, a room filled with sketches, books, and a man, his father, bent over a drawing board, writing. Beside him, a notebook with Liam's name on it. He never left you, the reflection said quietly. He was taken by his own mirror, his own fears. Then how do I get him back? Liam asked. You don't, not by force. You learn, you forgive, and then, maybe, the mirror gives him back. Liam stared into the mirror, his fingers twitching. The vision of his father didn't move, but it felt real, too real. He stepped closer. The closer he got, the colder the room became. Each breath became mist, each step heavier. Then the scene inside the mirror began to ripple, like disturbed water. His father looked up and spoke. "You were always stronger than me. I just didn't know how to show you." Liam's chest tightened. His throat burned. "Why didn't you say goodbye?" No response. Only a sharp shattering sound, glass cracking. The mirror trembled. The reflection of his father fractured into dozens of jagged versions. Happy, broken, laughing, crying, screaming. Liam stepped back, shielding his face. Then, silence. All the shards reformed. But now, there was no father, no drawing board, just a single door, inside the mirror, and it was open. He stepped closer. The surface no longer felt like glass. It was like walking toward water held perfectly still. He stepped through. It was dark, darker than anything he'd ever known. He couldn't see his hands, couldn't see the floor, but he could hear. Breathing, not his own. Faint, fast, ragged. Then a spotlight. A single white beam revealed a figure in the distance, sitting in a chair, tied, gagged. Liam squinted, heart thudding. "Dad?" He ran forward, but the floor shifted. He wasn't running toward his father. He was running toward himself. The man in the chair. It was him. Not the older reflection. Not angry, but broken, exhausted. Tears dried on his cheeks, wrists tied, eyes wide with fear. Liam stopped. "You locked me away," the tired Liam whispered. "I don't understand," Liam muttered. "I was the one who cried when Dad disappeared. I was the one who begged for help. You ignored me. You buried me. You replaced me with silence." Liam fell to his knees. Cold, endless, echoing. He wanted to deny it, but he knew it was true. "How do I fix this?" he asked. "You know how." Suddenly, the robes vanished. The broken Liam stood, walked forward, and together they touched hands and became one. When their hands touched, a breath Liam hadn't realized he was holding was finally released. Warmth spread through his chest, not comfort, but clarity. Every moment he had pushed away, every cry, every ache, every fear came rushing back. He gasped, staggered, but didn't fall. This time he didn't turn away. He stood there and felt it all. Slowly, the darkness shifted, the air warmed, the shadows lifted, and the black void cracked with golden light. A new door appeared, not in the mirror, in front of him, wooden, alive, glowing faintly. A brass handle. Above it, carved words. "To forgive is to return." He stepped forward, opened the door. Light poured through, software gentle, like morning. He stepped out, back into the room with the mirror, but it wasn't the same. The candles glowed steadily, the iron frame still. Inside it, his father, not moving, just waiting. "I'm here," Liam whispered. The mirror pulsed, and his father stepped out, real, older, worn, smiling. "You came back," Liam said. "No, son, you came back." They hugged, and Liam let himself cry, the kind that frees you. The mirror faded, the candles extinguished. A simple doorway remained. His father looked him in the eye. "Go live, Liam. Don't get lost in your reflection. What about you? I'll always be part of you. And now, you're finally whole." Liam walked through the door, back into the world, into the light. The door behind him vanished, peacefully, like a chapter that had been read, understood, and closed. He looked around. Everything felt new, not because the world had changed, but because he had. He pulled out his phone, called someone. "Hey Zoe, there's something I need to tell you. Something I finally remember."